In Tallahassee, pro-choice advocates are traveling to the governor's office today. Our Capitol reporter Troy Kinsey explains their demands and why Governor Rick Scott is not likely to listen.
They're called crisis pregnancy centers. Offices run primarily by faith-based organizations with the goal of counseling women about alternatives to abortion. And now, thanks to a law passed by Florida's GOP legislature and signed by Governor Rick Scott, they're receiving permanent state taxpayer funding. That's what brings progressive activists to the Capitol today. They'll be dropping by the governor's office, armed with what they say are thousands of petitions demanding Governor Scott, quote, aggressively regulate Florida's nearly 200 centers. The advocacy group Progress Florida is calling those centers, quote, fake clinics using deceptive, manipulative practices to shame women out of getting birth control and abortion care. It's not likely the governor will heed those petitions. After all, he did sign the bill, but the centers are becoming a hot topic on the campaign trail, where Scott's challenging incumbent Democratic Senator Bill Nelson. We'll be at the governor's office. We'll have more on that petition delivery. In Tallahassee, I'm Troy Kinsey.
Thank you. Governor Rick Scott was given thousands of signatures today from people wanting his office to regulate crisis pregnancy centers. Members of Progress Florida, a League of Women Voters, and other groups delivered more than 5,500 petitions to the Capitol office. They're asking Scott and the Department of Health crack down on the centers that counsel women against having abortions. Annual state funding was just passed for them during the 2018 session. Those who delivered the petitions say the clinics often pressure vulnerable women.
Check and make sure that that no coercion is happening, that there's not religious content in service delivery, that the information's accurate, and that it's backed up by medical information. That's what we're asking the Department of Health to do their job.
Representatives of the pregnancy centers said the clinics support women while often encouraging them to carry pregnancies to term rather than having abortions.
Members of groups including Progress Florida, the National Organization for Women, and the League of Women Voters delivered more than 5,500 petitions to Governor Rick Scott's Capitol office today. The petitions ask Scott and the Florida Department of Health to regulate controversial centers that counsel women against having abortions. The facilities, commonly known as crisis pregnancy centers, now receive dedicated state money annually following legislation passed during the 2018 legislative session that was signed into law by Scott. In the past, funding for the clinics was approved on a year-by-year basis.
Fake clinics that we're here today turning petitions in for have become ground zero for the anti-abortion movement. They are basically the center of operations for our opposition. And with more than 190 fake clinics in Florida, they appear to be organizing in every county and every community.
Those delivering the petitions today feel the clinics often pressure vulnerable young women while offering advice they say may not be medically accurate.